Cultures in Transition explores the changes that people go through, the subtleties that make their life evolve, their spiritual guiding light. I observe the continuity between family, work, and spirituality. There was no separation. This fluidity of life is at the core of Cultures in Transition. Cultures in Transition comes in two editions, the limited edition, 900 copies, and the collector's edition at 100 copies. The collector edition has a clamshell, a folio with 3 original images printed by myself and protected by vellum. And then the book that comes with a leather cover. The book is 168 pages, has a fabulous introduction by Geir Jordal and Ann Wilkes-Tucker, one of the most sought after curator in the US. The printing was done with 7 colors to emphasize the dark and the light in the images. Welcome to Photo Central. Is for my exhibit, Cultures in Transition, the Spirit, Heart and Soul. This is a premiere of the traveling show. Geir Jordal, True North Edition, writes about the project. Dreams, after all, reside in all of us and are often how we get through difficult times. They are also the seeds of growth and discovery. Oliver Kling's picture our dreams manifest. They become a representation of our past, present, and future. His photographs are of exotic places and people, yet they connect deeply to what it means to be human. They are about survival. They are about hope. They are about the spirit, heart, and soul in us all.
Sağınarım, jabıqsam şağınarım, anaşım bir özünsün, tabınarım. Anaşım şalkıp gülsen, aldımda uzak жүрсең, жүрегім жыр толғайды. Ortaymайды, anası var adamlar, ешқашан қартаймайды.
The ArtArk exhibit is one of the largest exhibitions to date of Cultures in Transition, in the venue to premiere the trailer of Emil Deer, The Soul of the Burkichi. Due to the spread of the coronavirus, fewer people will have a chance to see the exhibit in person. Hope that this virtual tour will ease the stay-at-home policy and help us understand that we're all interconnected. The general store is in the middle of nowhere, but a gathering place for locals who share their daily stories. Right from the onset, I marveled at the facade. I felt like I was watching an opera. The villagers were the audience, sitting in their luxury boxes. The performing actors are two goats. The play could have been called The Advent Calendar. I am the only Westerners who had had the honor to sleep inside this private monastery. On a previous flight to Bhutan, I sat next to a known Buddhist painter, Mr. Nima Dorji, who I had been commissioned to paint this monastery. To my delight, he offered to become my guide and give me access to his place of prayer. Rain or shine, the monks gather on the main square to start the day with meditation. Monks of the Buddhist religion practice meditation for enlightenment through inner awareness and experience, with the hope of helping others and understanding the true nature of life. I overnighted at Zamoldir's home and photographed her at 1 a.m. After we were done, she asked me to show her all the images on my computer. To my surprise, her energy kept her up until 4 a.m. My question was, "Are you going to be tired at school tomorrow?" Her answer, "We do get an excuse to skip class when we meet foreigners. We still went to school." At 8 years old, she seems to have already gone through a full cycle of life. She takes care of her siblings when her parents work in a field. She's a go-to person in this one-street village as other kids look at her for direction. Her exterior demeanor shows toughness, but the inside is tender and warm. She became my local connection to access remote villages. Over the years, the total length of highways in the region has increased from a few miles to close to 8,000 miles. But a lot of the roads are still unpaved and accessed mostly by horse-drawn carts. This family was traveling over 10 miles to reach their field. More than 90% of all farms in China are less than 2.5 acres, and the average farm size is among the smallest in the world. Visiting the Yi region feels like stepping centuries back in time when mere survival was life's greatest challenge. That day, this older man made 5 trips to the local forest to gather enough firewood, not just for his household, but also for his aging neighbor. He walked over 20 miles, carrying over 200 pounds. This family was surprised to see us in the remote village. They invited us inside their house. The moisture and piercing cold were forgotten as they welcomed us with open arms and hot drinks around their traditional fireplace. Most Yi houses are low mud and wood structure without windows and are dark and damp. Interior decoration is simple and crude, with little furniture and very few utensils, except for a fireplace consisting of 3 stones. The government offered to build this gentleman a new house, which at first he resisted. When I first saw these 2 teenagers, I was captured by their look, their confidence. They were quiet and unassuming. I followed them around, and the paths they took revealed much about who they were, their living condition, and the lack of family support. Even on the happiest place on earth, garbage disposal is a growing issue. Western Mongolia's Altai region is one of the most remote spots on the planet. Few roads traverse this massive area, and the high icy peaks of the Altai range bordering Mongolia, Kazakhstan, China and Russia form an impenetrable wall that keeps all modern encroachments at bay. Traveling through this region at minus 10 degrees in early November made me wonder how the hunters survived the harsh winter. Let me give you a final thought. In a way, a photograph is a kind of time travel. It transcends geography and culture to share a moment, however brief, of true connection. While the lives I capture are diverse, each brimming with its own unique vibrancy, I believe the photographs are all attempting to tell the same story, the spirit, heart, and soul of us all.